Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Everything seems to be okay. Hopefully. Game loads. We're going to be continuing where we left off yesterday. We're going to meet with Kenley Cheng and find out what we're going to do for the future. 1 karma. And that is not going to help me. Duncan is really slow. Kindly's place reeks of stale cigar smoke and fresh urine. The clicking of mahjong tiles is strangely absent. In its place is a low murmur of laughter and an air of eager anticipation. All eyes are focused on the groaning figure kneeling, bloody and bound, at the feet of Kindly Cheng. She beckons to him with her finger as he struggles towards her, the loud rustling of plastic tarp crackling under his knees as he moves. His pants are wet with fear, and a torch, because I don't know what type of torch that is, lies on the table at Chang's right hand. Kindly Cheng ignores the scene. She behaves as if all is right with the world. How did you sleep, my little ones? Fine, thanks. What's with the guy on the floor? She indicates to the kneeling man with an incline of her nose. This guy here is a plainclothes cop. He snuck into the area last night while you were sleeping, hoping to find you and kill you before his competition got to you first. My men found him outside the trawler you were sleeping on. They saw to it that your rest was undisturbed and your location remained a mystery. She nods her head back towards the pillar of meat standing behind her. You can thank Mr. Bao for that. We're gonna just nod. Inclines his head a quarter of an inch. She addresses the bloody man on his knees. Now, you, tell my friends here what you told me. I don't know anything, I swear. We just got orders in last night. He pushes his head towards you and Wu from the floor, struggling to keep his balance. Somebody high up wants these two dead. The whole department is on it. I don't know anything else. Someone from high up? The woman lifts her foot, taps his chin with the tip of her shoe. How high? The cop looks at her, looks around the room filled with triad soldiers. One of them opens his coat and shows the cop something inside. He closes it and slowly winks. The cop drops his head to his chest. All the way up, all the way up. It's someone on the council. Someone on the executive council wants these two dead. Chang spits on him with a sneer. Your ancestors to the... Give the truth. We're just going to skip that whole sentence. The cop wears the spittle. He never lifts his head. It's the truth, madam. I swear it. Whoever it was labeled them as terrorists. We're to terminate with extreme prejudice. In there, Kindly Cheng shuffles closer to the kneeling cop, reaches down and strokes his head with her hand, then slowly digs her fingers into her scalp. This game is much more gruesome than the first two. She pulls back until his chin points high. The triad boss is leaning close to search his eyes with her own. That's all he's got. She let go of his head and smooths his buzz-cut hair with her hand. For whatever reason, last night, someone on the Executive Council of the Free Enterprise Zone ordered the Hong Kong police force to kill 2 nobodies from Seattle. I find that fascinating, don't you? Yes, but why they need to label us international terrorists? She strokes the policeman's cheek with the back of her hand. Her rusty voice becomes sweet as she explains the way of the world. Property, my darling. When the government has someone gunned down, they prefer to make it appear justified. The people feel safer when their murderers feel like part of civilization. My, but you've definitely fallen into deep end of the pool. Seattle isn't like Hong Kong. There, the megacorps control the government. Here, the cops are the government. The Exec Council is chosen by the Corporate Board of Governors. They're basically the legislative and executive branches of the Hong Kong government in one tiny package. 8 people call the shots, neat and efficient. I think I forgot to mute my phone. Sorry about that. Kindly Cheng sips back from the cop and lights one of her thin black cigars. For the wage slaves and the civilian sheep, the corporations are a pantheon of gods who wield absolute power. She looks around the room, but not for us. The triad woman takes a long pull from her cigar and taps her ash on the kneeling cop's head. Who else knows my guest's visit to Haoi? No one, madam. I hadn't called it in yet. I wanted to kill for myself. No one knows they're here, I swear it. She turns to her enforcer. Mr. Bao? Bao fiddles with the PDA in his meaty hands. He's telling truth. No outgoing calls on his PDA. Very good, thank you, Bao. She nods at the cop. Thank you for your honesty. One smooth motion. Wow. My shoes are like, I'm like right there. Like, seriously. I feel like there's like, One smooth motion, Strangler Bao produces a silent pistol, fires it once into the policeman's head, and replaces it in his jacket. His face expression never changes. This is my response. Sorry about this. I have like a slight runny nose. Jane takes a drag on her cigar. I know, my darling. Now he's a silent cop. She balances it on her shot glass, picks up some mahjong tiles and begins playing with them absently. It is clear our friend Raymond Black was up to something involved with the walled facility, something having to do with prosperity. And this executive council member wanted Raymond dead for it. She stacks her tiles one by one. Click, clack. And now they want you dead for it too. Click. This plastic-faced man may show up on your door one day too. She knocks the pile over and it clatters to the table loudly. I have a proposal for you, my sweets. A smile lights up her dead black eyes. Work for me. With Nightjar and Gunshot dead, I find myself with 2 job openings. Fill them. I have need of deniable assets here, players unaffiliated with triads who can take care of some of the more and save your business needs about town. You've proven yourselves resourceful, and you have no existing connections here. That can be positive in this line of work. Shadowrunners. Wu grunts, his jaw tightens, but he says quiet. In exchange, I'll keep you safe from these pests like this one. She nods at the body on the floor. The pool of blood on the plastic wrap continues to widen. You'll have a safe harbor here in my town and a steady source of income. She picks up a handful of tiles again. And when you dip your toe into the waters of the corporate espionage, organized crime, and clandestine mercenary actions, I will employ my network to find the plastic-faced man and gather information about Raymond Black. Where he's been, who he's talked to, and who stood to gain from his death. What this prosperity could be. What is in it for you? Besides the money and the benefits of helping others in my community, I need to learn who killed one of my clients and then order the cops to execute my team of Shadowrunners. Voice drops and she becomes deadly serious. This is brazen disregard of my power. Face dictates it must be confronted, or I stand to lose everything. How would the arrangement work? I find the right jobs for people with your talents. You do what our clients cannot do for themselves. I take a finder's fee and a small percentage of your earnings. You make a lot of new very quickly. It's all very civilized. She leans in. Work with me. Allow me to help you make money. Let my network work for you and help you find out what you've gotten yourselves into. Without my help, you won't last a day out there. You are completely out of your depth, I'm afraid. You need a partner. Kindly Chang will be your partner. Wu's hands go to his hip. He drops his head and shakes it a little confused. I gotta wrap my brain around this, pal. Things are moving fast. There's a lot to process. Think about it, Duncan. This gives us the freedom to find out what happened to Ray. I know, I get it. I just gotta reconcile this whole. He grips the back of his neck, squeezes hard, rips his hand away. Man, I'm not a cop anymore. That guy's dead. He nods. The decision's made. I'm in. What about you? I think Ray's still alive too. Let's run the shadows and figure out what happened to him. Raymond is alive. I'm sure of it. So I'll run the shadows as long as Auntie Chang keeps up her end of the bargain and helps us figure out what's really happened to him. Then I'm gonna find my father. Then it's done. Hui is now open to you. She gestures to her lieutenant, who raises a finger to her ear and whispers into her sleeve. For sort of business, Pow Pow and Duncan Wu don't exist anymore. You need street names. Wu sighs. Yeah, okay, I'll think of something. Gobbet runs her cheek against her rat, a glint in her eye. I think we've already got you covered, Gun Show. Oh, I love that it's going to be Gun Show. She turns to Isabel. Fits, doesn't it? Indeed. I knew that was going to stick. It has stuck. Gobbet, Isabel, will handle this the same way we did with all your previous work. She didn't say Nightjar. All the jobs I line up for you will be sent to your computer on the squat boat. She's pointing at you. I got it. Why her? It's a simple process of elimination. She points to the little decker. Isabel isn't the leader type. You got that right. She moves her finger to the orc girl. As for Gobbet, let's just say Gobbet doesn't have a head for business. Not my thing. And then she rests her finger on Wu. And then there's Gunshow. She wills it. The jury's out on Mr. Gunshow. Meaning? Her response is direct, straightforward. Meaning there's a lot going on within that head of yours right now, and I'm not sure I can trust you. Gunshow will be fine, trust me. Kindly Chang makes eye contact with you and holds it. She keeps it steady for a long time. Wu doesn't notice. Don't worry, I'll be cool, pal. It's funny. So I named myself Pow, Pow, Pow. Yeah. So I have 3 pals in my name. Okay then, I guess we'll be running the show. Wu shakes his head, eyes were raised. Gonna be weird calling you Pow again. Haven't called you that since we were kids. Gobbet looks from Isabel to Wu to you. I guess is there a new crew? The rod on her shoulder scurries to the top of her head for a better view. Welcome to the shadows, pal. Crazy. Oh, that's amazing. We're gonna pick that one. I like the idea of crowd control. Sweet. They're all taken care of. See if she has anything to say. She has business to do. Get out. That's pretty much what she says. I've already chosen their skills. We're gonna go over here. Yeah, see, that's the point. I kind of want to just, like, not deal with this so much. We're gonna go to the safe boat, pick up our first task, and then I think I'm gonna go get some cyber thingies. Workstation and mission computer. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you of 6 unread messages. Okay. See what the Shadowlands look like. So this is kind of like the last game. Okay. No old messages. Welcome to Heyo. Pal on the behalf of your friends of the Heyo Chamber of Commerce and the Swiftwings Mahjong Parlor, I welcome you to the community of Heyo. Am I saying that right? Like, am I saying that right? Or am I, like, butchering this so bad? Anyways, the community and to our new business venture. I have already lined up 3 jobs for you. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm saying that right. I'm like so afraid of saying that wrong. The details of each are contained in a separate computer message. Remember to check your messages often, and I'll update you with new opportunities as they occur. Auntie C. Your mission computer. Your mission computer. Hey, pal. I've set up your mission computer to automatically collect and collate news reports, information, and the media that might be of interest to you. Some of the keywords I've got it trolling for are things like Raymond, Duncan, Walled City, etc. Excuse me. I've also patched in a permanent link to the Hong Kong shard of the Shadowlands BBS. It's a great place to connect with other runners, sell pay data, get news from the streets, and so on. Don't be shy about taking a look. Isabel. Bao... Is it Jian Jun? Yan Yun? I don't know. But anyways, I've been instructed to inform you of the various suppliers present here in Heoi. Auntie Chang has cultivated a commercial district of well-stocked and trustworthy vendors. Whoever you choose to do business with, you will be in good hands. Ermi Kafai at Club 88 is an excellent resource for acquiring additional weapons should you acquire any. If you have need of magical supplies, go to the Parlor's 5 phases. If you desire training in the path of the adept, seek out Spider Shen. She can help you, as well as supply you with close-quarter weapons that you might desire. Chrome Alley can supply you with cybernetic enhancements at the medical supplies. The proprietor, 10-armed Ambroge, is a cyber surgeon of some repute. Law's Techno Palace is a Wampoans-run supplier of the local decking community. The place is hard to miss. Just look for a sign glowing in the sky. If you need drones, reliable Matthew's Robot Bazaar is your best bet, and I pity you. Best of luck in the shadows. As fresh meat, you are likely to need it. Strangler bow. Serial killer. From Kindly Chang. I've got a problem, pal, and you're going to help me solve it. I do a lot of business with the Wampoans. I'm going to probably butcher that one pretty hard. If you're not familiar with the term, I'll forgive you. You are an outsider after all. They are a tribe of techno-fetishists and deckers who've taken up residence in Whampoa Garden area of Hong Kong. They make and trade high-tech goods to people from all over the world. A lot of Nguyen passes through their pasty little fingers, and I make a lot of money brokering deals between them and the smugglers here in Haoi. I have hit a snag, though. The elders, their council of leaders, are being eliminated by a serial killer. They've asked me to dispatch someone to get to the bottom of it and stop the killings, and they're not taking their goods through my turf until I do. So, you're gonna be my proxy, dear. I don't care how you do it, but I need the murderers stopped. They have the delegate here in Haoi by the name of Maximum Law. Maximum Law, wow. Speak with him if you wish to know more about Whampoa. He's got a big mouth, but he knows very little of importance. Don't expect much from the half-empty bottle of vinegar. You get yourself down to the garden and talk to the elders. Lie, cheat, and steal if you have to, so long as they're convinced that there won't be any more murders. I want my cut back, and I want it soon. We're gonna take the run. Good, I'll tell the elders you're coming. They don't like outsiders. They might shoot at you if you don't warn them that... They might shoot at you if I don't warn them that you'll be arriving. Welcome to the Shadows, pal. I've received a request from an archaeologist named Mr. Drake. He's interested in liberating certain artifacts from beneath a manor house located in Taipo. I've attached a copy of the video message that he sent me. The screen flickers a few times and the email is replaced with the face of a stern-looking orc. Hello, Madam Chang. I've heard that you're a woman who knows how to get things done, especially with regards to things that aren't legal in the strictest sense. That's exactly the kind of help I'm looking for. Recently, a rich investor the name of Lu Hua decided to expand his manor house on the outskirts of Taipo. Too much money, not enough space for fancy parties. He had a snag with the local government officials, however. They suspected the land his estate was built on may have pre-modern archaeological artifacts buried beneath it, all of them dating from the Song dynasty. Consequently, I was contracted as an archaeologist to oversee the excavations and ensure everything was properly recorded and cataloged. Sure enough, we were only a few days into the excavation when we discovered a series of tombs lying beneath the site. The scope of the tombs was far beyond anything Lu or I had expected, several acres of catacombs at least, and untouched relics throughout. What's more, they're certainly older than the Song dynasty, and they even may be from the previous cycle of magic. Before I could make my report to the Free Enterprise Zone authorities, however, Lu called in his allies in Tanting Incorporated. Lu sold the entire site to Tanting, who then leased it back to him, because Tanting is considered to have extraterritoriality? Wow, that's a word. In Hong Kong, local authorities were powerless to stop Lu from looting the tombs. He immediately began building a museum, if you call it that, atop the site. He had the gall to call this museum the Emperor's Tomb. Can you believe that? The odds of there actually being an actual emperor buried there are basically nil, but he doesn't care. And he needs to sell a few tickets. Lu has continued his excavation using Tanting contractors to expand the dig. What he didn't know is that I bugged his comlink before he fired me. Based on from what I've heard, something strange is going on in the lower levels. Workers have been disappearing, only to be found dead several days later. Whatever is down there is too dangerous to be left in Lu's hands. Lu must be stopped before my data line tap. Must have found my data line tap, though. I stopped receiving information 3 days ago. Last thing I heard him talking about were a pair of ancient texts that the workers had discovered. Then he issued an order that further excavation should be halted until he can secure the subterranean areas. I'm betting those texts are the cause of whatever's killing the workers. I have quite a bit of experience with these kinds of dangerous excavations, but an operation of this scale is beyond me. I need a team that's tough enough to get in there and survive, aren't afraid of making a mess, and who can get out with the books and whatever else they can carry. Beyond the two texts, I'm willing to pay very well for whatever other artifacts your team can liberate. The most valuable, the better. Don't worry, that'll be going to actual museums, not some rich playboy's mansion. I've got a second program in place that suppresses Lou's security system. The team will have to be careful, though. There can only be so many alarms I can suppress. Go beyond that number, and I'll scrub the mission. I've included a catalog of likely items to help the team appraise the most valuable ones. They don't need to be subtle, in fact. I'd prefer they make it look like a common robbery. Tell them to smash and grab what they can. Let me know when you find a suitable group of Shadowrunners. There you have it, a nice simple robbery. Do you think you can handle something that basic, dear? I have faith in you. Let me know when you're ready to proceed. I'll make contact with Mr. Drake when you're on your way. You should take the run. Excellent, I've attached directions to Lou's estate to this message. Good luck, don't mess it up. Oh, okay. Geomancy is a big business here in the Free Enterprise Zone. Here in Hong Kong. She's no Paul Ansel. Yeah, man, I miss Paul. I miss him so much. Here in Hong Kong, feng shui isn't just the act of rearranging your kitchen to make things look pretty. The fortunes of empires rise and fall with the ebb and flow of qi, and sometimes that flow needs a helping hand. Wuxing Incorporated are the preeminent practitioners of large-scale key manipulation here in the Free Enterprise Zone. They've gone to great lengths to channel key from all over Hong Kong into their headquarters, an enormous monstrosity that they call Wuxing Sky Tower. There it is focused and transferred into good fortune through the building geomantically attuned architecture and interior decoration. Our client believes it is time for Wuxing's good luck to run out. You are to infiltrate the Sky Tower and disrupt the flow of key throughout the building. You are to do so in two distinct fashions. Okay, one, it was so much cooler with Paul. Like, so much cooler with Paul. And, like, two, I hate the idea that I'm, like, some stooge for some criminals. I hate that. First, you must disrupt the feng shui of the offices by subtly altering the environment of that level. This will be consistent of minor adjustments of desks, spilled water, and other small activities that are unlikely to be noticed. Ordinarily, even subtle disturbances of this nature would be noticed. This is why the client wishes you to make a much louder demonstration on the rooftop garden. The garden is to be ransacked, utterly destroyed, set fire to things, uproot trees, that kind of thing. Our client has also specified that he would like you to destroy the large Buddhist statue in the garden, smash the thing to bits, and leave them scattered across the rooftop. The level of destruction will keep Wuxing geomancers busy long enough that the more subtle disruptions below will take effect. In addition, it will send the kind of message our client would like Wuxing to hear. I have utmost faith in your abilities to cause destruction. The more destruction you can cause on both levels of the Sky Tower, the happier the client will be. And you're not a spellcaster yourself, it might be wise to bring Gobbet along. She will be able to see the most effective ways to disrupt key in the building. I'll take them on. Good, contact me when you finish the job, and I'll send you the cut of your payment. Access to Shadowlands. I don't think I care about this. Okay, no. I want to see what the walled city... Yeah, no, we're just gonna skip that too. It's just a lot of reading that's like not properly structured. It's like trying to read Reddit out loud. You know what? I don't want to read Reddit out loud. Reading Reddit out loud sounds horrible. It's oppressively hot down here, and the air is full of synthetic odors that grab you by the sinuses and refuse to let go. You can smell engine grease and melting plastic, ionized air, and lead solder. A quick scan of the room tells you why. The downstairs tenant has converted this place into a machine shop. Metal fabrication, tools, and Duraplast extruders line the walls, and a pair of heavy industrial manipulators hang from the ceiling. A man in a black trench coat stands with his back to you, staring at a monitor mounted above a sturdy workbench. He addresses you without turning. Ah, I was wondering when I'd meet you, neighbor. His voice is pleasant, cultured. There's a hint of Russian accent here, but it's buried under layers of nuance. Please stay where you are. I'll be with you in just a moment. And unless you fancy an unplanned trip to Chrome Alley, don't touch anything. There are all manners of tools here that could take your hand clean off. Thanks for the warning. Don't mention it. I have no interest in seeing anyone hurt my shop, especially not my upstairs neighbor. Yeah, if I was by myself, I'd probably sit and read them all, but, like, I'm not. So I probably won't. We're gonna try and see what's on the screen. The feed of the monitor looks like some sort of design software. You can see what appears to be a slime spidery appendage in orthographic and perspective views. Very good, yes. That's coming along nicely. Very nicely indeed. He turns toward you, smiling for the first time. You can see his face. He's broadly handsome, Slavic features, and a chiseled jaw. His eyes are like flecks of ice. Sorry to keep you waiting, Ms. Pow. Pow. Good to meet you. Ah, you as well. Now tell me, what can I do for... His voice trails off as a flash of motion catches his eye. With alarming speed, a sinister-looking drone scuttles out from under the work table. Its movements are surprisingly agile and fluid. The machine rears back menacingly, spreading its forelegs in clear line of aggression. The man's smile tilts, and his tone goes apologetic. Please don't mind the drone. He can be territorial, but as long as you remain civil, he will not bite. He extends a hand. Simultaneously, the drone relaxes into a neutral position, lowering its killing legs. Ratcher, my mechanical counterpart here, is called Koshke. A pleasure. His hand is rough and abnormally warm to the touch. He shakes your hand with a solid grip. I'm very pleased to meet you, my friend. In a community such as Hayoi, it's important to be on good terms with one's neighbors. Agreed. Do you have some time to talk? He glances at the braces before him. Our technical display winks to light, then gutters out. Very well, this morning's casting should still be cooling for a few minutes yet. There's time enough to talk. I think it's time to go back upstairs. I don't want to deal with this. Very well, come back anytime. It's pleasant to have someone to talk to. What's over here? Oh, it's his room. Talk to Isabel. Let's check on Gobbet. Let's go back down to Duncan and figure some other stuff out. Isabel's cabin is an exercise in controlled chaos. Her living space is utterly dominated by the enormous jury-rigged computer, serpentine cable snakes from component to component, tying dozens of obsolete terminals, and cyberdecks together into a single colossal machine. This is my personal machine. If you're looking for your mission computer, it's downstairs. She doesn't bother looking up. You can see that she's elbow deep in the guts of an obsolete cyberdeck, one of half a dozen that have been wired into your computer with braided cables. Actually, I was hoping to talk to you. There's a long pause, then she chirps out a response. We're talking now, aren't we? I guess so. Can I ask a few questions? She leans in, scrutinizing the innards of the obsolete deck. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Have you been having weird dreams recently? Yes, I think everybody has. Do you want to tell me what the dream was about? Not particularly. I don't remember much anyways. I've gotten good at forgetting things related to that place. Slowly she begins rummaging through the guts of the obsolete cyberdeck again. I'm not interested in talking about my dreams, pal. I just want to work on my computer in peace. Tell me about yourself. Something. She pauses for a moment. Okay, I don't like small talk. Does that count? Of course, if you don't want to talk, we don't have to talk. Thank you for not pushing it. It's nothing personal. I just don't think I'm a very interesting person. What are you working on? She's my pet project. I call her the Octopus. She waves a hand at the tangle of thick power cables that radiate out from the machine's center core. You might be able to guess why. Impressive work. How does it work? She's a monster. She yanks a fried chip from the deck's motherboard and neatly sets it aside, then fumbles in a nearby bin for replacement. An absolute beast. What is she made of? Whatever I could find. Busted terminals, obsolete cyberdecks, after-market memory from Maximum Law's dumpster. Scavengers would kill for this stuff in the walled city, but out here, people throw it away. She chuckles to herself as she eases a card into the empty expansion slot. Most deckers are early adopters. They buy whatever's newest, shell out huge amounts of nuyen in hopes of riding the bleeding edge. Stupid. Why? Because I have 5 of last year's models for a quarter the price of the Wiz new Cyberdeck, and after I finish daisy chaining them together, the machine that I've built will run circles around your hot new deck. Makes sense to me. Good, that's a good sign. Shows that you're thinking clearly. Frowny, she yanks a stick of memory from the old deck. So, was there something else you needed? I'm just gonna skedaddle. I don't really want to deal with her right now. See Gobbet. Gobbet's nest is pretty much what you'd expect. Piles of clothes on the ground and overflowing garbage bins surrounded by sacks of instant noodle packets and towers of tinned oysters. Avant-garde posters haphazardly thumbtacked to all the walls, overlapping in some places and peeling in others. It feels a lot like an art school dorm room. Oh man, so many words. Give me a second. Like, so many words. Gobbet reclines in her corner, cradling a bowl of soup in her hands. At her feet, a cast iron pot simmers away on an electrical hot plate. The contents of a typical Hong Kong comfort food. Chicken-style soya broth, elbow macaroni, tinned ham, and a heaping scoop of egg-flavored miso protein. As you wind your way through the piles of dirty laundry, Gobbet slowly lifts her head from her bowl to acknowledge you. Hey, it's Yao. She chews on the words along with a mouthful of cheap pasta. A corner of her mouth curls into a half smile. House tricks. What is it? Things have been better, things have been worse. I don't even know what she means. That's the attitude. Very stoic, very strong. It's downright inspiring. She skims an oily slab of faux ham off the top of her soup and pops it in her mouth. And you want to tell me what you're doing in my bedroom? I'm assuming you're not here to admire the view. Have you had any nightmares recently? Her job stops working mid-chew. Slowly she nods. Yeah, I have. We all have. Everyone in town. Me too. And Isabel. We both just had the same nightmare. Let me guess. You saw the walled city, a black whirlpool teeth, thousands and thousands of teeth. She holds up a hand. You don't need to answer. I already know that I'm right, because I just had the same dream. Creepy, I know. Her voice goes quiet. The dreams are coming from inside the walled city. I'm sure of it. All of the negative energy pent up in there. All of the pain and anger and poisonous ki is leaking out. And while we sleep, it's getting to us. You think this is a magical phenomenon? Yeah, I think it is. Want my personal opinion? The walled city is cursed. Deep down, I think that everybody knows it, and we live in its shadow. That's bound to mess with your head, you know, and it is, but they're just dreams, and it can't hurt you. And it's not like they can hurt us, right? Who says they can't? She tries on a smile and fails, does her best to laugh it off. Don't worry, Seattle, we're fine here, but let's talk about something else, huh? I don't like thinking about the walled city very much. Too many old fears and bad feelings. How'd you decide on Gobbet? I didn't. She pops a noodle into her mouth and chews. My mom did. So Gobbet is your given name? Your mother named you after a wad of meat? She shrugs. Yeah, sure. I didn't think she knew what it meant. She just thought it sounded pretty. You should get used to that, by the way. People here in Hong Kong like to stand out, and choosing unique names is one of the ways they do it. What'd you think of the ambush? Yeah, I figured you would. What was that thing, right? You could say that. It was awful. Nightjar and Gutshot were two of the strongest men I'd ever known. Quality Shadowrunners, both of them. I watched those two fight through situations that kill anyone and come out on top. How do they go out? She mimes, holding a rifle, makes a show of peering down the scope. Bang, bang, dead. No blaze of glory, no final speech, just extinguished like bugs. They went down quick and clean. We should all be so lucky. She shakes her head from side to side. No way, not me. When I die, I want to know what's coming. Just winking out like that is the worst thing I can imagine. Even a drawn-out, painful death would be better. At least I'd have my time to say goodbyes. I can see that. Of course you can, because I'm right. You don't want to go gentle into the good night any more than I do. She plunges her spoon back into the bowl, sloshing ham-scented broth over the rim. Nightjar and Gutshot. They never got the opportunity to choose. It's depressing. Carter didn't choose either. Yeah, she seemed like a good woman, tough, skilled, light on her feet, but in the end, it didn't matter, because some guy with a rifle made a decision half a mile away. She falls quiet, staring into her stoop. You got us out of there, though. We're still alive because of you. She absentmindly raises her bowl to her shoulder. A rat crawls over the slope of her back and lowers its head to lap the broth. That's really gross. Like, so unhygienic. Like, I can't even explain how gross that is. It was more rat than me. She's the one who grabbed me by the gut and led us to the sewer entrance. All I did was follow. What kind of totem is she? She slurps this thoughtfully at her soup. A clever one. She's gotten me out of more trouble than I care to mention. Gotten me into a fair amount of it, too. But I can always count on her to lead me out of hot water when I need her to. I can feel it in my belly, you know, some sort of tugging sensation. I've long since learned to follow it. I didn't realize they could control the shamans so directly. Usually they don't. Me and Rat, we have a sort of special bond. She takes care of me. That's just, like, super gross. She takes care of me, Done my best to take care of her. Another pair of beady eyes blinks up you from the Goblet's hip. A second rack scurries up to her shoulder to join the first. And to pamper her earthly children like these two. Meet madness and folly. Hey. They say hi. Oh no, that's scary that your hamster got away. She brushes her fingers across the white wrap's mottled coat. Don't trust folly, she bites. How'd you come across these two? Driz and Rabao. I looked outside. I mean, they're rats. Hong Kong isn't experiencing a rodent shortage or anything. Did you just pick them off the street? Yep, think of them as rescue vermin. You could possibly do the same if you wanted to. It's easy. Just walk into an alleyway in Kulon after sundown and stick out your hand in the first dumpster or storm drain you come across. Keep fishing until you touch fur. Sounds like a bad idea. Yeah, in retrospect, it might have been. She continues to brush Folly's coat. The creature chirps happily at her touch. Odds are about 50-50 that you get your hand chewed off. I'd probably feel bad about that. Do you always let them drink out of your own bowl? Sure, why not? We're all a part of the same nest. Is it hygienic? Probably not, but I've never gotten sick, so... She raises an eyebrow, scoops a noodle out of the bowl, and pops it in her mouth with a satisfied smile. I'm gonna leave now. She is making me sick. I'm gonna talk to Duncan. Wu's cabin appears to be the only clean spot on the whole bolt hole. His equipment is neatly laid out on his bedding, grouped by type, arranged just so. He's currently in the process of cleaning his weapons with meticulous care. Well, that's that, I guess. We're runners now. Forgot to ask, do you think we get medical and dental? He stops a moment, stares at the weapon in his hands. Darn, I didn't think we took the brochure. We'll have to ask for it the next time we have an audience with our Chinese syndicate crime lord. He looks down at the barrel of his gun, blows into it. You look like you want to talk about something. What's the topic? Man. That was great. Let's talk about Raymond. Okay, shoot. What do you think's going on with him? I don't know, pal. He was clearly obsessed with the walled city and whatever prosperity is. He sounds like a sleepwalker trying to stumble his way through a dream or something. The sleepwalker who hires Shadowrunners. From Triad bosses. Raymond was smart. I'm sure he had a reason for using Kindly Cheng as a fixer. Why do you think he came to Hong Kong? Well, he's from here, right? It sounds like he had unfinished business that he needed to take care of before before. You think he's dying? Maybe. Just something to think about. He didn't say anything about me after I left. You know, Raymond Powell, he taught us what he wanted to teach us, told us what he wanted us to know. Everything else met with a wall of good-natured silence. He used to say, "You are the master of the unspoken word, Mr. Wu. Once it's out of your mouth, it's out of your control." So no, after you left, he never said a word about you. Not a word. Well, that makes me sad. Sure, ask away. I can't get that dream out of my head. You said you had one, right, too? Yeah, yours sounded like a nasty one. I don't remember much about mine. I was pretty creeped out by our run into the walled city. Between that and all the drama, I'd be surprised if I didn't have a nightmare, he shrugs. Was the walled city in your dream? Of course the walled city was in my dream. It was a nightmare, wasn't it? He gives you a lopsided grin. Was it in your dream, too? Yeah. I'm not sure I'm surprised. The walled city is more than just another slum and sprawl. It is a sprawl. Of course we dreamed about it. The feeling I had there has stayed with me. It felt thick and heavy, and I got this overwhelming feeling of, I don't know, wretchedness, I guess? What do you remember about yours? Just little snatches of things. He puts his hand on his hips and concentrates. The walled city was breathing, and it had teeth everywhere, and there was a tunnel that was so bright that I had to shut my eyes. And Raymond was there. He was either kneeling or lying down. I can't remember which, but he was crying. That was what made me wake up, the sound of my father crying. Did it feel different than any other of your nightmares? He takes his time, thinks about his answers a bit before he responds. You know how sometimes you'll be mad at a friend in a dream and then wake up and be still mad at him? Then you treat him like he did something wrong when you see him. It kind of feels like that to me. Like I dreamed I was swimming towards a bright light, and then I woke up. I was out of breath from the effort. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about being Shadowrunners. What's there to say? I worked hard to pull myself out of the gutter and make something of my life. I did what it took to earn my bronze, and now I'm a mercenary hiding in the shadows of a foreign country doing dirty jobs that the cops need to keep off the books. It's the reverse of everything I ever wanted. You seem to be taking it pretty well, so let me ask you something. You said you thought Raymond was alive too, that we'd run the shadows until we figure out what's happened. Was that true? Yeah, for me, this is all about finding what really happened to Raymond. Wu nods, clearly satisfied. Good that we're on the same page. I feel better knowing about that. What's your opinion of Kindly Chang? Man, I don't like her. Personally, the POW character / me, don't like her. I don't like working for her. I don't like the fact that I have to work for her. Duncan thinks, I'd say that she's got us right where she wants us, right under her thumb. What did you want to talk about specifically? What do you think she wants from us? As long as your network keeps delivering information about Raymond, I don't care, at least for now. We need to stay with her. We have no other connections in Hong Kong. Without her, we're dead in the water. Oh, sorry. Think you can trust her? A triad boss and an underground fixer? No, I don't think we can trust her. But as long as we share the same goals, we should be okay. Wish I had your confidence. Look, it's simple. She provides jobs, we do jobs. She gets information about Raymond and the plastic-faced man. We figure out what's going on. We figure out what's going on, and she doesn't end up in the trunk of the car at the bottom of the river. Everybody wins. What about the plastic-faced man? Creepy dudes are nothing new to me, even well-dressed creepy corporate dudes. Between the gangers we grew up with and the stuff I've seen when I've run into as a cop, I've seen all kinds. I just want to know who he is and who he works for. I think we should keep an eye on Strangler Bow. We should keep an eye on everybody, and that guy is definitely no exception. I've seen plenty of cold killers in the Barrens, and plenty more since I've joined Lone Star. This guy's the real deal. I'm not sure if he knows what the word remorse even means. We should steer clear of him. I'll be careful. Yeah, I can see that. Talk about Gob and Isabel. They seem competent, considering how young they are, but then again, they sound like they've been taking care of themselves since they were pretty young. 3 of us work together well in the walled city. Based on that, I bet the 4 of us would make a solid crew. Do you trust them? As far as I trust any runner, yeah. It's like Raymond used to say, trust and verify. They haven't given me a reason not to trust them, so until they do, I'll believe what they say and keep my eyes open. Let's talk later. Later's good. I want to do some cardio, work off some steam, and then it's rock time for me. You should do the same, pal. A couple 100 push-ups could do you good. Please, I could bust out 200 in my sleep. I'm gonna tell you. He raises an eyebrow. I'd love to see that sometime, but for now, you should clear out. I'm gonna get started, and this cabin isn't big enough for 2. That's cute. I think it's a good friendship. I think Duncan and I are gonna have a good friendship. We're not gonna deal with too many of the merchants. I want to go here. Because I want to get to the fixer and get some cybernetics living in my life. I might get some spellcasting just so I can have heal. Kindly will vouch for me. Yeah, you just idle your engine there for a minute and I'll check on that. There's a long silence on the intercom. Door gives several heavy metallic clicks. There's a dull rumble like heavy bolts sliding back. A green light flashes on the terminal. The door appears to be unlocked. You can enter the clinic. Yeah, the Cruise Bazaar NPCs seem pretty cool. The clinic looks like it's just hosted a party. I find this not as interesting for sure. Spindly mechanical arms swing from unobtrusive wall mounts, pulling down crepe paper ribbons and scooping food platters and empty beer bottles into biohazard bags. A severely crippled Caucasian man sits in a wheelchair amidst the maelstrom of mess and robotics. He's in his 40s, thick beard, tungsten earrings, beer belly, one cyber eye. Both legs are missing, one at the hip and the other at the knee. He only has one arm, and only 3 fingers remain on his surviving hand. His face and arms show scars of reconstructive surgery. He grins widely at you, regarding you with bloodshot eyes. He's clearly hungover. Hey, I'm Ambrose. He shouts cheerfully in English, his words piling together in a loose Midwestern accent. They call me Ten Arms. Welcome to the Kong, fellow UCASian. He chuckles, his chest shaking with mirth. A Waldo arm springs to life and springs over to him. Its menacing metal piercer momentarily sets a cigarette between his lips, just long enough for him to inhale from it. Kindly says you're alright. What can I do for you? Show me your services. Sure thing. Tune in, spare parts. I want some cyberware. Let's see here. What did I want? I want the claws. Right? That's what I want? Yeah. Right there. Oh, I can't afford anything else. Well, that's fine. Because that's what I want. Yeah, I don't care about my essence loss. Come back to the garage soon. Why are you so fortified? Are you kidding? Have you any idea how much all this stuff in here is worth? This is a high capital operation, and life's dangerous for a guy missing most of his members, tooling up smugglers and criminals. Let me tell you what, though. Someone busts in here, and they're going to be in the world of hurt. He chuckles evilly. There's a lot more than pipes and wires up in the false ceiling, and I've got Kindly's crew and the Club 88 boys on the panic button. They know which side their bread is croaked on. What, are you thinking of trying to knock me over? He laughs uproariously, but it's not clear if he's kidding. You a doctor? Sure am. I'm a rigger doctor. A rockter. He bursts into laughter, then stops and clutches his head. Oh man, I can't laugh hard today. Too much partying last night. It hurts. I'm not board certified, but you know I should be. I'm full-on skilled. My work's Yellow Lotus guaranteed and precisely in accordance with World Medical Association standards. Everybody in Hawaii comes to me because I'm the only option. He chuckles delightedly. Very well, Rockter. Right on. Let's get you tricked out, unless you just want to BS, which I'm down for too. What do you do here? What do I do? Tune-ups and engine rebuilds on you. I do it all. First aid, second aid, surgery, cybernetics, obsternetics, and euthanasia. I'm your one-stop shop for health and beauty. Well, maybe not beauty. Can you install me with combat wear? You know what? You've got the coin and the essence, and I'll trick you out like a bulldozer with ground effects and a turret. We've got it all. Biotic limbs, weird reflexes, deck wear, blood filters, synthetic muscle, bone lacing, greased bearings, ground effects, tight bolts. The full range of Chrome Alley services is something that we all like to keep beneath HKPF's radar. He winks. What services do you offer? Oh, nothing you'd be interested in. Right now, I'm mostly doing engine mechanics and electrician stuff. I send Maximus Law and Reliable any work they can handle. It's really just a hobby and services community. I make my nut with the clinic. He looks fondly over at the massive, partially assembled V8 engine occupying part of the operating theater. Baby's gonna be a goddess when I'm done with her. Let's talk about something else. I think we're done. Also, what's this? Impressive home-built computer is running multiple large memory units processors. Chilled air from its activating cooling system watches over you. Yeah, I was gonna say, I want the grenade catcher. To the Whir fans. A thin optic cable runs from the floor to Ambrose in his chair. On the wall behind the computer are miscellaneous decorations, notes, and photos. 2 items stand out: a large dry erase calendar and a corkboard plastered with printouts. News clippings of BBS posts have been printed, carefully snipped, and pinned in place. Most are less than a year old. They're intermixed with grainy photos of what looks like to be Chicago. A news article describes an outbreak of virulent version of Vitus plague in the city and the subsequent quarantine of a zone containing hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people. Oh, the newest items are plain text bulletin boards posting printed out. The very fact they're from so crude a site is strange. Very, very few Matrix sites are so plain. Think our mind for about the event. It takes a moment, then a similar set of described conditions come to mind. The 900 Days by Harrison Salisbury, a detailed Russian account of the 20th century Gnostic siege of Leningrad, Russia. We're going to try and parse the things. The postings are from a simple board and system such that would usually be used only when bandwidth is at a premium or data would be sent to long distance, like thousands of kilometers. Pick out some of the recurring statements that refer to the venue, the BBS Shadowrun. The primary moderator looks to be someone named Captain Chaos. Files smuggled out from within the containment zone they describe are cover-up, the detonation of a small nuclear weapon, and the catastrophe release of insect spirits into the city. The current conditions, as reported by drones and escapists, are horrific. So this, I guess, is then a year after the first game. The dry erase calendar is cluttered with the relentless storm of commitments written in cramped, sloppy handsy. The most appear to be medical appointments with patients, followed by a busy list of social engagements. A closer scrutiny reveals others. A basic mechanics class on Wednesday nights, basic computer coding Sunday afternoon. Before both of these, labeled and ready, prepare lesson plan, you stupid idiot. Holidays, big compact, auto races, birthdays, every Sunday until 4 p.m. is simply labeled engine. Only 5 hours a night are allocated to sleep, but large swaths of time are conspicuously labeled hangover. Oh. So that means that this game happens a year after the first and second game, technically. Because the first game... I mean, the second game was happening during the first game. So... The electric furnace room has been built out of a medical clinic and a machine shop. Air is alive with rumbles of furnaces and the hum of cooling fans. It's sweltering. The front area is more like a homey coffee house than a clinic lobby. Comfortable old furniture, used digipads, coloring books. And I think I'm done. We're gonna pop out. I want to like actually do something, then read a bunch. Let's go do a mission. I think we have enough gear. Oh, we don't have enough med kits. Darn it. Go back in for med kits. I think we're just gonna take all 4. I think that's how I want me. Says martial a maximum law. Overhead, a gigantic hollow sign shines like a searchlight, screaming its messages throughout the dim light. It hums and flickers, sputtering like an old engine. Fierce electrical crackles sporadically burst out of the sign's emitters, stabbing your eyes and filling your ears with static. Under the baleful glare of the sign, the rusty mini-barge deck is stacked with electronics. Dilapidated stereos share space with crisply boxed servers. Ranks of discs and memory chips fill the display cases, padlocks under plexiglass. A short human in his late 20s stands in the middle, hands on his hip, talking loudly into the air. Bulky virtual reality goggles cover his eyes. A data jack cable runs from his temple down his stained t-shirt to a boatload of clearly home-built computer hardware. No, I'm telling you, his voice is shrill, clipped. Nobody uses KM3s, like nobody. They're bad. I don't care what Deng says. If Xiaowei's SRP uses KM3s, they're stupid. Hey, Flesh is rolling up. I gotta go. He turns to face you, goggles blank and enigmatic, blinking with tiny lights and wrapped in duct tape. He points at your PDA. I ripped that PDA. You work for kindly. His lips work impatiently. Yo, what do you want? Who are you? Server's whine as 2 lenses of his goggles zoom in on you. Who am I? I'm new here. I get it. You're new here. I get it. You don't know about me yet, but you will. I'm one of the guys that keeps this neighborhood running. This is Law's technological palace, satellite territory of Whampoa. You step on the boat, you're in the sovereign state. I represent Whampoa here. I am Maximum Law. He draws himself up proudly, setting his hands on his hip. The Maximum Law, yo. Oh, I already don't like this guy. I really don't like this guy. You got a tech problem? Boom, I solve it. You need software? Boom, done. Don't waste my time. So you got any business in Whampoa right now? If not, keep moving. I found this. He scans the chip casing with a handheld optical reader. Yo, this is BAM. Lifted off some Yellow Lotus? They traffic this stuff. Delimited SIM chips. Full century experiences. You looking for a buyer? I can make it happen. How about 120? Sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's simple. I'll sample it first. But these Calhots can send you for a trip. Don't worry, I can handle my Sims. Tell me about this place. We're pretty much the best, yo. What do you want to know? Law folds his arms impatiently, as if he's irritated by your request, but he can't quite stifle a proud grin. Tell me about your tribe. He smirks. You really are new to Kong, aren't you? We're the Neo Matrix Collective. We run Hong Kong Data Heaven and the Kong Shadow Nets. We are the Kong's Shadow Nets. Outside the corporate nets is the rest of Hong Kong, of the Kong. Well, I don't like they call it the Kong. And in those shadows, you will find threads of golden light like a vast spider web that carry information. These golden threads, that is the web, is Whampoa. Law gives a curt, virile nod. My buddy, Regstorm wrote that. Pretty wicked, huh? Anyway, we're bleeding edge on the path is going to the singularity. We're doing things no one else is doing anywhere except maybe Denver or Tokyo. Our homeland is the Matrix, and we're building a society of truth, experience, and information. What are you doing on Kindly's turf? What am I doing here? He seems shocked at the question. I'm an ambassador. I broker Wampoa services to Haoi. Emissaries like me are all over Kong, tying it together in an invisible network. Do you provide any technical services to the poor? Sure we do. We run pirate networks. Our services are way more than most ordinary people want, though. You can get prepaid bandwidth with a corporate character for fractions of Union, but you're selling your soul. They monitor it. If you want to operate unmonitored by corporate algorithms, you've got to fly through the Wampoan network. It's the only place to be. So you work with Kindly, doing tech stuff? Well, I do some work directly with Kindly, but my focus is more the street level. We're all a part of the big machine, each piece playing its critical role. So you're a cog in the big machine? What, hey? He sputters in irritation. I'm an important part of the ascended entity. If you're ignorant, yo, that's not my problem. Let's talk about something else. I understand someone's killing your elders. His face goes grim. A red light blinks on the VR goggles. A lens whirs, quietly focusing on you. He grinds his teeth audibly, radiating nervousness intensity. Yeah, it's crazy. Full-on medieval. I can't talk about it. It's a tribal matter. Controlled information, right? We've got to solve it. That's all the outsiders need to know. Actually, I've been contracted to help the elders stop the murders. Wow, really? We're pulling in outsiders? He shakes his head in disbelief. Well, I should have seen that coming. What are you doing here? Go to the garden and help stop that. They've come back to tell me, what's going on. Everybody's guessing. The elders are being quiet, and the rumor hub is going crazy. Thanks for telling me about Wampoa. Outsiders really don't understand us. Maybe you can if you're really smart. We're in a whole different world than most people. Like, I'm seeing 3 streaming videos and live network stats in my goggles right now. Time's wasting, pal. Log kicks one of the bins at his feet. The sea of electronic parts with it rattles loudly. Are you gonna buy something? I'm going. You're obnoxious. I can't stand you. I'm gonna skip Club 88. I'd like to, like, actually do some quests instead of read a bunch. I think we're gonna travel to Wuxing Sky Tower to commit geomantic sabotage. No, we're taking the crew. Why would I pay for anybody else? Free is significantly better than money. There. I think that should be good. Oh, that's cool. They're pulled from the backers. They do look a lot different. What are these guys? The subterranean access way opens to one of Wuxing's tower few employee-only entrances. As the only underground access point to Wuxing's restricted level, security is tight. It's unheard of for an unauthorized personnel to reach the upper levels. Naturally, that's where you're headed. Gobbet passes a slip of laminated plastic into your hand. A grainy black and white reproduction of your own face stares back at you. The rest of the card is filled with a barcode. She leans in to whisper into your ear. Kindly wanted you to have this. Spoofed credentials, fresh off Maximum Law's card printer. These should get you past the front door. Wouldn't count on them getting us much further, though. I guess that the client said something about other ways to bypass the check-in security inside the building, but he didn't go into specifics. She shrugs. Kindly had some choice words about that, but whatever, we'll find a way past security. Almost on cue, a sturdy Wuxine security officer appears up at you from behind his desk console. Evening, man, swipe yourself in. He gestures to the ID scanner in front of you. We're going to swipe the spoof credentials. He looks at the console, then back at you. His eyebrows raise as he observes your company. You realize your credentials only allow you to access floor 10, right? Of course, I have new credentials with guest privileges waiting for me inside. That's why I'm here, to pick them up. He nods curtly. Right, go ahead and grab your new creds at the check-in terminal. Have a good night, ma'am. Yeah. Charisma saves the day again. There's a person to talk to. I'm gonna just run around real quick, see what's here. Security checkpoint. Pretty. From here, we'll figure it out, I guess. A couple of wage slaves amble about their business inside the corporate locker room. The closest man to you flings a jacket into a locker, then turns towards the showers. He stops short when he catches sight of you, and his weary eyes widen in surprise. Ah, good evening. He glances behind you and assured by something, turns back to you with a smile. I'm Charles. I haven't seen your face before. Are you new here? New to this building? He sighs. I know how that goes. I'm pretty new here myself, still learning the ropes. Any tips for a fellow neophyte? Neophyte. Yeah, the upper floors are off limits, highly restricted. He glances around, lowers his voice. Not sure what's happening up there, but only company execs, security, and maintenance have access. They all have special passes? Couldn't say. Never been to those floors to check. They could be using special passes or even scanning retinae, but I think with how often maintenance is called up there, it can't be too time-consuming. Thanks for your help. New friend. Good in-time friend. Good luck. Is that it, really? That's all I got. Okay, we're gonna take a second. Let's save real quick. I have Isabel Jack in. I know how to navigate the Matrix. Or I don't know how to navigate the Matrix. This is new. I should have read that. Yeah, it's more than a bit different, and I shouldn't have just pressed the I got this button. Oh, see, that's what I thought. Okay. As I like ran right into the cone without realizing that it could, I totally thought I saw it not wrap around the thing. Either attempt to hack the IC or force your way past it at additional system trace. Oh gosh. Okay, I don't even want to do this. What was that? Two, 6, 8, 5. Oh, this is ridiculous. Okay. What am I supposed to do? Oh, did I do it on accident? Okay. Oh, man. In the gates, you have to play the Simon Says game with an numpad, then try to match the symbols on top. Click the next timer's running. You could skip that part if you're good at matching. Okay. Well, I don't know how I pulled that off. I am utterly confused, but I did it. Well, that's not what I wanted. Okay. This is difficult. There's that guy. Okay. I mean, I did it. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, gosh. This is really bad. It's a very difficult game to play. I don't think I like this. It's gonna be really bad here. Okay, I gotta hope I don't fail this trace. Oh, this is so difficult. I don't think I got this time. A M A M. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't have to actually do the numpad one? Oh. Well, because I wasn't reading chat because I was like so focused on that. What am I actually supposed to be doing right now? You know, I don't actually know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just like in this zone doing something. Go sit in this corner for a second and I can actually read chat now because I can see it because I'm not like focused. My 10 key? I don't even know what the 10 key is. You mean like 1-0? I don't. Oh. I didn't realize that. Okay, well I can just do the next part next time. I won't make that mistake. Oh, I didn't know that one was gonna see me. I think she might die. Host damage? Oh, this is bad. Let's go here. Do a shield program. No, my numpad typing skill is pretty non-existent. Wow. This sucks. Yeah, so this is bad. Can I just put her back in? I guess I can. Like, this is worse than the old game. Like, a significant amount. I have the heat suppression routine. Oh, I only had 10 HP? Ha ha ha. Well, there goes all my trauma kits. Didn't know that. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. When did I last save? Time is it now? Oh man, my last quick save was a while ago. Oh man, I thought I quick saved while I was here before the Matrix. Well, let's reload that. So it should be like somewhere around here-ish. I feel like that's where my last quick save was. And now that I know, I won't waste my time so much. Okay. This is difficult. We might not even finish an actual mission today. Oh, I did. I saved like literally right before the check-in. Okay, good. Smart me is smart. Just send her in. Figure this out. Oh. I mean, I don't mind that I'm gonna hit these guys. It won't let me hit the next button. Now it will. Okay. There's an M. And that dude, that dude. That one. Okay. Wasn't so bad. We did that pretty easy that time. I have to do at least one of these. Yeah, this stealth stuff is pretty bad. Oh, you weren't supposed to run around that direction. What are you doing? Why did I... So bad, man. I do not know how I got that one. Okay. So we have mission items. Oh, so I have pay data, but I don't have anything else that I want. Okay. Well then. Go back this way. That one almost caught me. That one was gonna catch me. And this one's rather difficult because, like, you have to, like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like with the way this angle is and the way I have to move this, it doesn't... Oh, this is bad. Give me a shield, bro. I'd like to move there. He's gonna shield himself. We're gonna move him up, and then we're gonna have him shoot one of the guys back. I have one more turn until I can use this again. I don't think I want to kill this guy right away. I don't think I'm even gonna hit him. I saved that. I think I've officially gotten everything now. Yeah, I think this is it. We're gonna jack out. We're gonna save. I'm gonna check in now. Use system override. Alter existing credential clearance. You're now able to alter the existing information and clearance level to Wujing employee ID. Please select an ID to alter. Woofed ID. Done. Cool. We're gonna save. Because we're amazing. And we did that. On our second try. The guard watches you with suspicion as you approach. You seem confused, ma'am. Something I can help you with? Just clocking in. Give authentic employer ID. Alright, have a nice day. Yeah. Did it, guys. Maintenance employee. Quick save. Gonna hit the inspect button. We're gonna go talk to him. Badge that belongs to a maintenance worker. An oil-blotched dwarf half-heartedly scrubs at her hands above the sink. Her ragged clothes resemble a paint canvas covered in multiple hues of mechanical grime. With a slight turn of the head, she looks towards you. Need something? I think I'm lost. Can you help me out? Not an information desk friend. I do real work. That didn't help me. He's busy. Well, I missed my chance on whatever that was. Give him swipe heightened ID card. Welcome, Miss C. Pang. Have a nice evening. The terminal chirps, everything checks out. Thanks. So we get to go in now. Yeah. Did it. Good job, Isabel. Thank you for not dying. The pristine, hyper-stabilized office glistens as every surface has been polished. Your client has requested that this area be manipulated as subtly as possible as not to draw attention away from the temple. Okay. The true defacement will happen there, distracting Wu Jing's security. Hopefully they won't discover the disruption key flow on this floor for weeks. So you have to do it without making anyone upset and noticeable. Okay, so we need to save before we do any of this. Okay. It's just the elevators again. Key point. Go hit this door. That's a power junction, so we're gonna save again. Touch the power junction to decide what we're doing here. I'm gonna walk away for now. I don't want to do anything noticeable. I would have thought I could have done something in this room, but oh, there it is. Key point found. That's like super noticeable. Do I know the code? I don't know the code. Do I know the code? No. I don't know the code. Well, that's a thing. Oh, whoops. Oh, there's a guy over there I didn't see. Good job, Gobbit. Oh, there's another one. Oh man, did I just mess everybody up? What was even that? I'm so confused. That didn't knock him out like I thought it was going to. Let's go heal her. Let's put me over here. Seriously? I thought beanbagging a spiritual being would like lower its AP. That's what I thought it was supposed to do. Oh my gosh. That was so not acceptable. That was horrible. Yeah, I can't believe that it didn't work at all. A little disappointing. Prototype weapon is locking, tied to the weapons, forcing it would do weapon damage. Woozing Research Terminal main menu. Welcome user. Please select from the following options. Read the floor plan. Amidst the documents, a few nuggets of information stand out. A section dedicated to Woozing's building key details and geomancy plans and renovations they've made to increase key flow. It appears that Woozing already made hundreds of minuscule and handful of not so minuscule adjustments to its floor plans and building structure. A recent update file marks its project to add new water lines to the temple's fountain as complete. The document ends with a large list of future modifications the company is queued for completion, always to improve its positive energy output. Woozing terminal menu, please select options. Read menu. Oh. You click on the folder and a large repository of files containing Woozing's research projects pop up. One section is labeled with a symbol similar to the markings on the weapons just a few feet from you. A quick scan of the data reveals information on it. I have no clue what it says. We will log out now. Any way for me to mess up anything in this room? Nothing else? Okay. Well, I wanted to disrupt it 100%, but it... Oh, man. Okay. My whole hope was if I killed the two fast enough, I wouldn't have to, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't fight anybody. I feel like someone would notice me doing all this stuff, by the way. Eight, 4, 8, 4. Probably not this code. Oh, it is. Door pops open, revealing a few credits tickets. Sticks. Cool. Got ourselves some money. One of my favorite things to do. I don't understand why, like... I don't know. I feel like everything I did, like, I don't know, wasn't that great. Why would I mess with the power junction? Looks like we've added this place enough power, just like our client wanted. All that's left is trash the temple's statue, and then we can leave. But the more damage we do, the more we'll get paid. I vote that we stay a little longer. I'm all for the money but this is some seriously unsettled key. I can't predict what'll happen if we stay here and make things worse. I have a feeling we might find ourselves in a very dangerous situation. I think we're gonna bounce. The key is becoming more and more turbulent as reached a point with this Trinity energy, its physical manifestations visible in the atrium. The disruptions are working. Okay, we're gonna go run in here. I made some queue issues. Go to the temple. Let's wreck that place. Oh. Oh. Wow. Okay. I mean, it's really cool. I like these versions of the spirits better than the other ones. I don't understand what's happening. Wow, that I did not expect to be so fruitful. See about getting some other people in position before I go. Do you know there has to be more key points? I feel like these two isn't going to be enough because I want 100% disruption. At this rate, I don't think it's 100% disruption with this. I feel like it's not going to be... Oh, it does. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I feel like some of these fights are much easier. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's somewhat of a cakewalk. A well-dressed man steps forward, his peers staring smugly in your direction. His clothes are smart and clearly expensive, but lack the typical padding worn by guards and thugs. A quick look at his associates reveal the same type. Mages. On behalf of Wujing Inc., we've been instructed to prevent your further vandalizing of the company's property and assets. However, they never specified how, so I vote we do this the easy way. The mage motions to you with a flick of his wrist. Leave no survivors. I mean, sure, whatevs. I feel weird because I don't have AoE like I did in my other campaign. Like, I had a lot of AoE with the other one. With this one, I just don't feel like I have that option. What can we do here? Let's move Gobbet here. It's just so weird because I'm in cover. Why did I just shoot Isabel? It's gonna hurt me so bad. I might die. Wow. Big miss on all those parts there. Now, she's just not as good as Glory was. Glory was amazing. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. I messed that up. Well, I guess I didn't mess that up. There. At least we only have one enemy now. That was pretty difficult there. Yeah, I don't know if I want to really use too many grenades. As you reach the elevator's control panel, you can feel the electric sensation of ki dancing across your skin. The feeling is noticeable to those not even magically attuned. The disruption here is that strong. Behind you, the trapped and turbulent ki swirls inside the iconic Sky Tower atrium. You can actually see the air around the atrium warp and ebb as the ki surges and breaks against the obstacles around it, looking for a way to move, to flow, and finding none. The job is done. You have desiccated Wujing Lotus, and in doing so, blemished the prideful face of a megacorp. Not bad for a night's work. He turns back to his back on the temple. I think we did a good job on... Do you think we did the job up to the client's standards, huh? The elevator arrives at the temple. Time to duck out the back door before security can respond further. Well, I think we did a good job. I mean, I hope we did a good job. The things we can sell at the BB Shadowlands, which would be great. I feel like it takes longer to load into the game than it used to. Yeah. Look at my thing. I already feel like I messed up. I should have chose either claws or sword, but I kind of wanted to try sword too. So, still want to keep my charisma high. Yeah, so I can do my etiquettes and stuff. Let's be security. So we have 6 available. What do I want to do? See, this is the issue. So, like, Glory could do this and the other, and it was all considered claws. But this one is considered unarmed, and then the claws is separate. So I have to, like, switch through my things. I hope I don't, because these are great, and I want this. And I want this. These are amazing. Let's go to... Well, let's talk to him, because we didn't see him last time. The shuffled man in filthy rags teeters on the sidewalk, wobbling on his stubby legs. His bloodshot eyes dart about desperately, and the Arid, sweet odor that wafts off him buzzes unpleasantly in your nostrils. You okay, man? You have to help me, man. His teeth grind as his grip tightens. His hands feels like a vice. I need your help. Break his grip. The man is thrown to his knees on the pavement and his mouth forms a comical O. He looks up at you, and the crooked smile cracks his ruined face. He makes an unsteady bow in your general direction. I could use someone like you. It'd be worth your while. He peers at you, eyes widen. I'm listening. The man gets back up on his feet with some difficulty and leans in to speak to you. Glancing closer, you can see that his tattered clothes bears designer logos. He mutters low, urgent tones. I want you to take a message from me to Handsome Lee. Never heard of him. Now who are you, and why are you touching me? I'm Stefan Dynamite. He nods eagerly, desperation in his eyes. The sluggish tongue wipes itself over the cracked skin of his lips. Look, you've got to help me. I've been poisoned. The stuff that Lee sold me put bad things in my head. Whenever I close my eyes, I see dark, narrow tunnels, so many, hands grabbing, razor-sharp teeth gnawing, and the children. Are you talking about hallucinations? The junkie stares into space. A faint trickle of saliva makes it down his chin. No, not exactly. More like nightmares. They feel very real. Teeth biting. Faces. I knew. His trembling voice trails off. I'll do what I can. Then tell Lee what he's done to me. Then that I need relief. Tell him that I want his sentence trails off. What do you want? I want my money back. His voice wavers, but he stops and says no more. Poison, nightmares, money back. Got anything else? Just please come back, and please hurry. Okay. Who is that? I don't know who Lee is. Is he in here? I'm glad they fixed it. None of this is what I want. Who's Lee, Steven? Steven Dynamite. Who's Lee? Doesn't feel so good. I mean, that's great to know, but I don't know who Lee is. If I knew who Lee was, I could help you. Two men in dirty synth leather jackets look up from their conversation as you approach. They both look haggard, their shoulders slump with exhaustion, and neither appears to be shaved this morning. What do you want, woman? We're talking here. I'm new in town, figured I'd pay to make all the neck connections I can. A grim chuckle rumbles out of him. You chose the wrong day, stranger. We're moving further downstream, and we're doing it today. There's something wrong with this place, too many bad dreams. I know what you mean. Man blinks, his expression shifts from guarded to curious. Did you dream it too? The long corridor and the thing with the ivory crown? Yeah. He licks his lips, nodding. Lots of people in town dreamed it, or something like that. From the folks I've talked to, there were a bunch of different versions. Some people turned away from the corridor, went down alleys, that kind of thing. I've never even set foot in the walled city before, stranger. So tell me, why am I dreaming about it all of a sudden? I don't even know what the thing looks like on the inside. I think there's something strange going on, something magical, and the walled city is where it's coming from. He grunts. It's a curse, nothing else it could be. Everybody knows that place is haunted, a living hell full of evil spirits and poison key. If you're not careful, you'll wind up trapped inside with the rest of the human garbage. His companion cuts in. You catch a healthy whiff of alcohol in his breath. This isn't going to happen to us, no way. Only the lowest of the low wind up in the walled city. But like you said, we're going further downstream. As soon as our things are packed, we're out of here. Darn right. This place is a dump anyway. Let's try our luck in Macau. Best of luck, then. We could say the same to you. You're staying here in Hawaii after all. Of the three of us, you're the only one that's most likely to need it. I'm gonna claim payment. We're gonna put post data for sale. Okay. Little bird whispered in my ear that Yujing's fortunes are already falling. Their stock value dropped by 2% already. The client finds this as an acceptable indication of your success and have forwarded payment. I've attached your cut to the email. Finally, Chang. How much did I make? I'm gonna walk away for a second. Oh, that's not bad. That's the optional, get some rest. I think we're actually going to end it here, so I can look into who Lee is, and so I can take care of my doggy, because he's not feeling the greatest today. So thank you so much for joining me for this stream. I have enjoyed it. It's not as good as I think. Again, I feel like the second game was fun, but I feel like the first game was the better game, story-wise. So, I don't know. I felt really attached to Sam. And then I was attached to Paul, but I mean, I was really, really attached to Sam in that whole story. Whereas this is, I don't know. It's not as good, but I am enjoying myself. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you guys join me tomorrow for the continuation of this wonderful story.